Today, we're going to be breaking down a major announcement from the Ontario government as of March 25th, 2026, specifically the proposed move to temporarily eliminate HST on new home purchases for a one-year period and what this actually means if you're thinking about buying in the city of Toronto, the GTA, or Ontario. Because on the surface, this sounds like a huge win, right? A full 13% tax removed, that's a pretty big number, but like always, the details matter, and more importantly, how this impacts your decision between buying a new build or a pre-con unit, or if you should still opt for that resale option. So let's break it all down for you. As it stands right now, the Ontario government, working alongside the federal government, has announced a temporary expansion of the HST rebate, which is expected to be passed as part of the 2026 provincial budget. The goal here is to stimulate the construction sector and encourage more new home development. The new construction condo market had just 1,600 sales take place in the entire year in 2025, which is 90% below the 10-year running average. So that segment of the market is essentially non-existent, and no new development is going on right now either. When you see incentives like HST relief being introduced, it's not random. It's a response to a market that is clearly under a ton of pressure. And not to get too derailed here, but losing construction jobs through project cancellations and a sudden halt in building activity like we've seen play out for a little while now is super detrimental to the Canadian economy as a whole. Consumer spending drops, productivity lowers, and skilled tradespeople are lost to other markets. Ultimately, overall GDP shrinks, which is the last thing we need when we're trying to get this country back on track. But getting back to it, if this new bill is passed, this program would apply to new home purchase agreements signed between April 1st, 2026, which is today when I'm filming this, and March 31st, 2027. But here's where things get interesting. Unlike previous programs, which were mainly targeted towards first-time home buyers, this expanded rebate is expected to apply to a much broader group, including seasoned people who have already owned property before, investors. As long as a property is either a primary residence or a rental property, then you're expected to qualify. So this is not just a first-time home buyer incentive, this is market-wide. In terms of the actual savings, the program is designed to remove the full 13% HST on new homes priced up to $1 million, which translates to a maximum rebate of $130,000. For homes priced between $1 million and $1.5 million, that full rebate still applies, and then it gradually phases out for properties priced up to $1.85 million. So yes, on paper, this is a significant incentive, but there are still a few things that you need to understand. First, this only applies to new construction homes or condos, as I've said before. It does not apply to resale product. A lot of people may get that point confused. There's a pre-con project being sold right now near Church in Richmond in the city of Toronto, and one-bedroom units are still being rolled out at $829,000 or $830,000, if you can believe it or not. That's without parking, and the unit is below 500 square feet. It's like 465 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. Say you get the full $107,000 knocked off the purchase price. You still have a crazy amount of other taxes for pre-con purchases that you have to consider. Development charges, levies and park fees, carry-on fees, all of this on top of land transfer tax. So even after the HST rebate, your purchase is still coming out to be in the very high 700s or $800,000 flat. So my question after going over this example is, does the new build route actually make more sense? And I still think that the short answer is not necessarily for most people. Right now in the city of Toronto, resale condos are trading at roughly $800 to $850 per square foot for a nice place. And you can get even lower than this in some cases. This is a condo that sold at the end of March for $510,000. It's a 1+1 bed, 1 bath, and essentially 700 square feet, 698 square feet to be exact. This sale is $730 per square foot. Removing the HST will definitely bring pre-con prices closer to the resale options, but all the extra charges I went over before makes it a really tough sale in my opinion. One of the most important pieces of the puzzle you have to consider consider when purchasing is your lifestyle and your timing. And a 100% certainty is that pre-construction comes with longer timelines, typically 3 to 5 years before a project is actually completed. Low-rise homes and freehold properties are on the shorter end of that spectrum, while condos and high-rise projects are on the longer scale here. And that's not even factoring in delays, which seems far too common in the building space. Whereas with resale, you can browse today, close within a 30 to 90 day period, depending on the occupancy status of the property, and start building equity immediately. Not to mention that you can actually see and touch what you're buying rather than buying off of a concept. So yes, this HST rebate sounds like a massive win, but it doesn't automatically mean that pre-construction is the better option or the better move. And I don't know when we will see a resurgence in that segment of the market, but I guess only time will tell. In a lot of cases right now, resale is still the smarter play in my opinion. It really comes down to your timeline, your risk tolerance, and your long-term plans. If you're trying to figure out what actually makes sense for you, send me a message or drop a comment down below. And if you want more updates like this about Toronto, the GTA, or the Canadian real estate market, make sure that you subscribe to the page and hit that like button. We'll see you guys in the next one.